Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm gonna do a little update on my gaming PC, which I've been wanting to upgrade for quite a while. Now, I wanted to upgrade the radiator to have the fans run even slower and to make the system even quieter. And another reason I want to upgrade is I currently have an NZXT AIO, and I have to have separate software for that. I have to have a separate controller for that. And it's just a lot of bollocks and a lot of extra cables in the back of my system. And then another reason is the fact that I really want to have a display showing me the temperatures of my CPU, so I can actually see it, and it's just nice visuals to have that. And I went for the Corsair H170i or something like that. Doesn't matter, I'll show you a picture. But the reason I went for that one is because it's the only 420mm radiator, so it's for triple 140mm fans, which is really nice. Which is an AIO, of course, because I'm lazy. And also a really nice thing is this one had the display that I really wanted, so that's why I went for it. Let me show you the difference in size to my old radiator. It is absolutely huge compared to the old one, and I actually really wanted to install it in the front of my PC, basically the same way I had the old radiator installed. So we have got a bit of a problem, and that is it does fit in the front. Look, it does fit in the front, but then I won't have the tube length to get it properly to my CPU, because my GPU is going to be in the way. So that's not going to happen. I could turn it around and then it wouldn't be a problem, but then well, one, you would have more noise because you hear the water, because the air bubble would be right in front of the inlet of the tubes, so you've got a lot more noise, and it's worse for the pump. So it's not ideal to get it tubes up and then to the CPU. I have done that before in my other system, but in that one you really hear the water a lot. So that's, and this one is built for ultimate silence, so it's a bit of a waste to do that, so I'm not doing that. In the top it does fit, but the problem is then my cables, so my power connector and the fan cables and everything here, they won't fit, because there's not enough clearance for it, because it's all the way to the left side that the radiator will be if I do that. Now we can put it on top like this, but then it won't work either, because the top is entirely closed, so you will have no airflow. So I tried mounting it tubes up, even though that is suboptimal, and I tried mounting it like that, and even that wouldn't fit, because then it would interfere with my fans up top. So literally the only way we're going to be able to do this is using some of the, well, not actually mounting holes, but holes that are in the top here, that are actually, what they are for is to slide it in case you swap the entire cage around. So because this thing can be like a glass panel on the right side or glass panel on the left side if you stand from the back and look to the front of the case. But then the entire motherboard tray and everything would be upside down and inverted. So it's got sliding holes for the sliding bottom that it has. And I'm going to use these to mount it. It's not like, but they're like gaping holes, they're like pretty big and large. But I'm going to use things like this to bridge over it, so it kind of hovers on the parts where there isn't any hole, and hopefully that is strong enough to actually hold this thing in there. Now, while we still have room, let's get the cables where they need to go. Through here, and I'm sorry that you can't see much because I'm going to be doing this on the other side, but the reason I'm doing it like that is because doing this is not that easy while you're doing it the other way around, and it's going to be real tight for the power cable, because that thing basically has zero room to play around with. Okay, let's get these cables up, and I need to go through this hole. So it's a bit of a pushing match in order to get this thing in there. I don't know what's currently blocking it. Let's see. Oh, it's that cable over there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's I'm not saying it's sketchy, but I will make a picture so that you can actually see it. Oh, this may be a good test to hold it sideways. Whoa. Sketchy! Now another nice thing about upgrading to this water cooler instead of the NZXT X62 Kraken that I have is that with the X62 you couldn't change the direction of the logo or something that was on screen. So if you orientated it properly, then the tubes would run over my RAM slots, so I couldn't upgrade my RAM, which is kind of pain in the ass. And with this one it should be able to fit past it. Pop it off. If we run it over everything. Stay. Kind of surprised it actually listened. It kind of stayed in place. So you just get them on there a little bit, and then alternate the sides in which you tighten them. Whew. Okay, if I get you on there. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. It's kind of a shame. I'm gonna need to do a new version of the power supply basement that I made. So, where is it? The version that I showed you in the video, the last video I did in this in like 2018 or something, is already different from this one. So this one uses the Corsair light distribution, like LED strips, but they, similar to my light loop fans, they have like individually controlled LEDs, and it gives a really beautiful effect on the lattice that I have still. Yeah, so the reason I'm gonna need to make a new power supply shroud is I actually already cut a hole in this one. In anticipation of doing this, I cut a extra hole in here because I wanted to radiate it up front. So there's just gonna be a massive hole in my power supply shroud, which is a bit of a shame, man. So I'm gonna have to do this again, but okay. We're just gonna ignore that for now. There's gonna be a lot we're gonna have to reconnect in this thing, and I mean a lot. Oh god, this looks so fucking sketchy. So it occurred to me that it's great that I'm putting things back in there, but what is going to be far more important, which is going to be super difficult to do, is to get all the motherboard stuff connected again, because I disconnected everything down here, everything on the side, and connecting that when everything is back together is pretty difficult. So let's start doing that now. Partly, let's start with the top panel, because that's USB 2, USB 3, audio, all the front panel connectors. Oh Oh yeah, and it has the. We need to see if it actually still fits. If I can get my yeah, what's it called? It was actually for QI charging. It had a thing up here. I don't have it connected to its hub at the moment, and the reason being was that I had a Scala on hubs in the back from Corsair already to control all of this. So I removed the hub for my fans and the QI charging station basically, because the power was connected to that one as well. Because I don't have a QI charging phone anyway, so removed it. Is it still gonna fit? Oh yeah, it is. Oh sweet. Sweet, sweet. Then the second thing we're gonna do after we have all of these things connected again is actually get my power supply back in, because normally you would slide a power supply in from the back and it wouldn't be that difficult if you have a modular one, but mine is connected internally. I have no freaking clue why they decided to do it this way. I freaking hate it, because it's not like it's in a different position or anything, and it makes it super annoying to connect things afterwards and getting the power supply in later, because you have to slide it in there, get it in the right place while it's connected to the little cable, and then you have to screw it in. So it actually is a bit of a pain in the arse. Let's do this thing first. And I believe I left those screws up top. I think it's these. I freaking hope it's these, to be honest, because otherwise I have no clue. Yeah, it's these. Okay, sweet. So the front panel, or the top panel on this thing is a bit of an annoying thing, which is also a reason why it wouldn't fit up top, on the top of this thing, aside from the fact that it would have no airflow, is that this thing would be in the way. I mean, technically you can leave it off and simply get another on-off switch and stuff like that, but one, it's going to be really ugly, and two, it leaves a massive hole. So we have the top pretty much done. Everything here is done. The wiring on the back is still skunk, but we will do that in the end. Let's put in our top panel, because we don't need to access anything there anymore. Where is this interfering? Oh yeah, with my LEDs. Just give me a sec. And then get those back in. That fits just like that. Great. And it's also going to give a nice accent on our radiator, so that's going to be really nice, those LEDs. Okay. Did it click in properly for the front panels? Yeah, that's looking good. Great. Whew. Let's get the most important part back in there, at least for gamers that it is. And that's what we are. And that is the graphics card. Let me quickly check. Oh yeah, here I left it. Now as you can see, mine is on a vertical mount. So the pleasure of doing this is very much gone. Yup, it's in there. Then lift this. Make sure I don't scratch the motherboard. Hold this into place. And get those thumb screws going. Okay. Sweet. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay. Let's see, so everything that needs to be in there is in there, I think. Let me check, except of course my power supply shroud. Let's get this thing in there. And the LED that are in there is also very nice, still very easy to disconnect. They basically daisy chain to the other LED strips that we have, and then you can slide it in there. And that's pretty easy to set in there, so that's really nice. As you can see, we've got a gaping hole right here now for the radiator, for the original placement, and I had a side hole here for the LEDs. I will be able to make a new one that just doesn't have those holes. Okay, so we went down in cables. You might not believe it, but we actually went down in the amount of cables. So I lost 2 USB connectors for the NZXT thing. Let's see, what else did we lose? We lost some extra fans because I had a push-pull configuration on the previous AIO that I had. We lost the Molex cable because we don't have the internal USB hub anymore. We lost some other cables that we lost. I'm not sure which one at this point, but we lost a couple of cables, so that's already pretty nice. So this is already looking better than previous time. So it's not perfect, but I got the commander thingy, whatever, down there. 2 of them up here. That's a lot better. But man oh man, is it still a mass of cables. And it's just going to be a little bit of pushing on the side panel. Classic. Sorry ladies, but we're gonna have to squish you a little bit, because otherwise this is never gonna happen. Hopefully nothing got disconnected. Okay, here we are. It is all working fine now. There's only one problem, and that is the fact that you can't actually rotate the freaking LCD. You can only rotate it for images and GIFs, but you can't do it for bloody temperature readouts on your screen, which is retarded. But okay, other than that, it works for now, and I heard they were working on it, so hopefully in an update soon that will be working, and hopefully by then I've made my new power supply shroud, so it all looks beautiful again. Also, something that's stupid is my entire system is super quiet. Like super quiet. And with the previous cooler I had, it was still super quiet. And I bought this. My fans are on an even lower RPM, so they are even more silent. But the thing is, the pump of this thing is loud. The pump of the Corsair, this thing, whatever the frick this AIO is called, is louder than my NZXT pump that I've had in there for 4 years, or 5 years even. So on idle I can still hear my PC when I'm next to it, which is stupid because I can't set like a custom pump profile or something. Like, how is that not possible? It is literally not necessary. The CPU is getting cooled properly. Other than that, and the fact that we do really need to change out the power supply shroud that I made because it's got a big leaping hole in it, it's looking pretty good, as you can see. And I hope you agree with me that it looks pretty good. And if you hate RGB, then you probably won't. But, well, you do you, pal.